Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. My name's Donnie Glover, publisher of BeMoreNews.com, also publisher of BlackUSA.News, author of Unapologetically Black, and my new baby, I Am Black Wall Street. Here we go, here we go. We're going straight on out to the airwaves. Los Angeles, California, are you ready?
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about that.
We up in here. What's going on, King?
Frankie Beverly, Christina, I'm gonna send you the link if you want to come in. We're doing a free for all tonight. Tell them who you are, Devon.
What's going on, family? Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game out here in sunny, hot LA. Pleasure to be here.
What's the word, man? Hey, you got your game nearby? This is the book. That's my baby.
Come on now. Wow. Back to back, head to head. There it is.
Black Wall Street.
Yeah, congrats on the book.
Tell them about the game, man. That's our own Monopoly game.
Oh yeah, and congrats on the book. Glover, love to see it.
So you in the book?
I heard, right? You just sent me that. I was like, what? I didn't even know I was about to make the pages. That's dope. But we started the first edition of Black Wall Street, the board game, back in 2017, really as a way to help more students learn about finances, how to build a business, what's a sole proprietor, what's a corporation, what's an LLC, and then, of course, to learn what the history is behind Tulsa's Black Wall Street, which at least a lot of the folks out in California didn't know. And, traveling around, a lot of youth don't know it, period. So now we're on our third edition of the game. It's called the Masterpiece Edition. And the special thing about this one is we work with artists from literally all over the world, from Texas to who else we got? England to India to LA to Louisiana, Tulsa. We got artists who contributed pieces, and they're all on the board. So it's been a dope, fun journey.
What amazes me is how this history has touched your generation. How has it impacted you learning about Tulsa?
Man, so there's an old experiment where you put, I think they're fleas. You put some type of bug inside of a jar, right? And you have a cap on it. And the fleas can't escape the jar. Even when you remove the cap, based on muscle memory, based on the experiences that they've seen in generations, they still can't jump out of the jar just because of psychology. So for me, learning about Tulsa's Black Wall Street, learning about Rosewood, learning about Seneca Village, learning about Bruce's Beach, like learning about all these Black wealth centers removes that cap and gives you a new kind of a limit that you can do. And the limit is you can build an entire city, which is way bigger than I think most of us dreamed of growing up. So yeah, for me, learning about it.
Bruce Beach is up your way on the West Coast, California?
Yes, sir. That's out in Manhattan Beach area.
Tell us about Bruce's Beach. What was it?
So I still need to do further research, but Willa and Charles Bruce, right? They moved out here. They already had land elsewhere, but they moved out to California in the early 1900s, and they bought 2 sections of land on Manhattan Beach. And if you've been to LA, like Manhattan Beach is the spot today. And if they would have kept that land, there would have been a virtual Black Wall Street right on the beach today. But the Los Angeles government or California government took away Willa and Charles Bruce's land by eminent domain. Same tactic that they used in New York for Seneca Village, same tactic used in Black Wall Street during the 1940s, 1950s. They used eminent domain to say, hey, we need this land for California parks and recs. We need this land for the better use for the society. So they took it from these Black entrepreneurs, and finally in 2021, it's being given back to the Bruce's family.
Silhouette. You gotta change the lighting, buddy.
Okay.
Little quick remix there. But yeah, crazy history for me. Learning literally about this Black ownership, I think, opens our minds and hopefully our youth's minds to what is possible in the next 20, 30 years for our community.
So let me say this. In this book, I got two heroes. One is Chief John Horse, the Black Seminole from Florida. But the other one, and this is especially for those people and entities, they try to call me a racist, man.
Uh-oh.
Because you're pro-Black don't mean you anti-anybody.
Not at all.
But people on social media, you know, some of them get it twisted.
Not at all. Literally, Black is the sum of all things. So if you love Blackness, you love everybody.
I try to tell them. We all one. We all. The oldest DNA on Earth comes from Namibia in Southern Africa. Every man on Earth, every race can trace their roots back to Southern Africa and Namibia. But anyway, the other hero in here is a white man named Captain John Brown. You ever heard of John Brown?
Talk to me.
John Brown was out there in Kansas busting caps. See, every time a state went to join the Union, the question was whether or not it was going to be a slave state or a free state. And he was all about the free state thing. And so, hey, Christina, you're going to stop sending me these texts. You on the damn line. You got a new fan. He's married. Stop. Take that look off your face.
Oh, no. What's going on, Miss Flowers?
How your voice is amazing.
Oh, what?
Were you born in California?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Hi, Doni. Good evening. I am so excited.
Don't shake your head. Look at the energy. Don't shake your head. We welcome the energy.
Doni! He know he's.
She come out the gate clowning. But let me tell you this. Now she froze up, literally and figuratively. She using that
calm
boost
myself
mode.
down because I get so excited with him, and he got to just calm me down. So I just get so excited. Hey, Doni.
You watch her, Devon Truvell Walker. She be in Nigeria before you know it. Seriously, this she could jump on a plane. Yeah, you breaking up. You breaking up. Christina, you are breaking up. Are you sitting still?
Am I breaking up now?
Yeah, Christina, he's in California. You know, California got homeless.
Yeah,
Christina.
Well, our new homeless director, homeless Devon, is in California.
It's a bad connection, baby. Try it again. Well, anyway, look, I'm gonna pick out the studio, but she deals with homelessness here. Let me try it again. But she's froze up
in Baltimore.
Yeah, and she's a serious advocate. Hold up. I see her in there.
I'm sitting there reading what it say. I was in the dark room. It was pretty much saying you put in the dark room.
Yeah, you back now.
Good.
But they have homelessness.
I was just telling Devon, our new homeless director is from California. So we're gonna have to talk off the line one day.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
Definitely gonna have to talk. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Doni says you do good work out there. We appreciate you.
Hey, it has to be designed for somebody. You know, I'm just learning to be humble more and more every day that God chose to use me.
Well, I choose to use you to send you up here to Sandtown so you can come and get some of your participants because they are up here throwing needles out the damn vacant window. Hey, you better come up here, 1100 block of North Carolina Avenue. I ain't playing with them. Hey, Dave, say hello to Devon Walker. He out in L.A.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm blessed over here. How are you?
So I was just telling Devon about
hey, brother Morocco. What's going on?
I'm doing fantastic. Think about yourself.
Hey, bless.
Hello, everybody.
Good to see you again.
Hello.
Morocco. So Morocco deals with veterans. Chap is actually a chaplain with the Baltimore Police Department. Christina, you over there helping them homeless. But what I was going to tell you, Devon, Christina, is I need you to come to Sandtown because we need you to do some spot checks up here.
8 a.m. Saturday. Every Saturday, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. every Saturday. I'm definitely going to jump on that. We are going, I would love to say this Saturday, but we are opening up a chapter in Greenville, South Carolina of homeless kings and queens. So we're going to South Carolina. This will be our 4th chapter of bringing consciousness and awareness to our unsheltered homeless sisters and brothers. We got to keep our minds stirred up about it. So we're opening up our 4th chapter. But once I come back, I would love to come there because Doni always reminds me how we pretty much infiltrated his community up at that Sandtown school. And I tried to tell him it wasn't me, but he doesn't want to listen.
Well, we're out there consistently. So anytime you have time, come see us. We'll be out there.
There it is.
I love it.
We ain't giving up on Sandtown.
They sleeping under the sliding board on Maytown. They dropping hypodermic needles, Christina.
They are.
I know, Don. Thank you for reminding me, Doni, that they're traumatized. Thank you for reminding me, Doni.
Okay, well look, Devon can't stay. Devon, how can people get their game? And what do you want them to know about your game? Show me your game one more time.
All right, one more time. And Brother Morocco, you didn't get this one. This one just came out. This is the Masterpiece Edition, Black Wall Street, the board game, commemorating the 100th year anniversary of Tulsa's Black Wall Street Massacre. We did have the chance of going to Greenwood, going to Tulsa in May and June and meeting Mother Fletcher, meeting Uncle Red and some of their descendants, gifting them board games and just learning more of the history. And it was crazy, a legendary experience for sure. But you can go to playblackwallstreet.com to get you a 2nd edition game, which Brother Morocco has, or you can get the Masterpiece Edition on there as well. And we just want people to know that more is possible, right? There were whole Black cities, Black communities. Hey, I see you, Brother Morocco. Rep it, right? So this is great fun and education for the entire family across multiple generations.
Morocco, what do you think of the game, Morocco?
What did you say?
What do you think of the game? What do you think of the game?
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, I've gotten a few relatives that have come over, and we've gotten into it. And besides the fun of the game, it's expanding your consciousness also. Excellent. It's excellent. And I highly recommend it. And thank you very much for the shipment on it.
That's a great concept, that word, your consciousness. We gotta keep our consciousness awakened. That's a good word. That's our word for the week, gentlemen, consciousness.
Yes, man.
Now, in this book that I just released, I wanted Dave to know, well, I want y'all to know that we have 2 heroes in the John Horse, but also someone I describe as the greatest white man who ever lived. Now, Dave don't take necessarily offense, he also we got Cherokee.
Sir, yeah. So my background is Sicilian, which is if you're educated, you know that it's Italian and North African, and Native American Cherokee. Yes, sir. From the my last name is Loveless. If you look up the Loveless name, it has ties to Spain, but my name is actually translated from my clan in the Cherokee tribe. So have
you ever been to Africa or Nigeria?
Ma'am, I've never left the East Coast of the United States.
Wow. You must travel with me then.
That's what I'm told. I humbly accept.
Do you hear all that energy you put behind describing the layout of your name?
No,
that's
man.
How they do it. That's how they do it that's how they take some villages you go in Nigeria. they take that level of time to speak out their name. They can connect their name to the different tribes or any other cultures that are kind of relatable to us to understand. So you on it. I love it.
I
I love it.
appreciate that, and
You need to
I
go.
do try to honor my ancestors and all of my ancestors. If you would ask me 20 years ago, I would tell you I'm an American mutt. I am perceived as white, and I did live a privileged white lifestyle, and I don't deny that. I have mixed kids. I was married to a black woman in Florida, so I can empathize more than just sympathize as to what it means to be black, although I've never had to walk a lifetime in the shoes. That being said, my experience has led me to be a servant, to be an ally to my kings and queens, my brothers and sisters, my sons and daughters. And so when I have opportunities like Doni gave me for doing a show on Monday nights, I share that with people that I feel are deserving of having the mic, and we crank the volume up, and it's not my message to share, but it's my purpose to bring all the resources I have at my fingertips to make sure that the narrative is told, and it's told correctly, not secondhand.
Well, Doni, I don't know how long we're gonna be on the show, but I want to make sure, especially on my birthday is September the 26th, but it's also the day that I'm getting my official license as a minister, and I know the type of ministry that God has called me, and Devon got the voice. You got the gifts and talents. I mean, Doni is the connector. He always taught me how to be a great connector. So yeah, I want you guys.
You're gonna be the first preacher I know with a goal too.
I'm gonna be Well, I might be the first one. Listen, Doni. Well, I might be the first one too, with at least 40 tattoos on me. So that's something that is always unique. So that means
hold up.
I can't.
I'm always preaching to my kids. You don't put bumper stickers on a Ferrari, sister.
Hey, listen. Hey, what it say? Now that I know better, I do better.
That's right.
Now that I know better, I do better. And I always say I don't know how the tattoo removal games are, or whatever. But I kind of got attached. I done got attached to them now. They're gonna have to go with me. Yeah, they're gonna have to go on the journey with me now.
Don't put any on your face.
No. Oh, listen, and all of these was before time, Doni. They were before. They were before my clarity.
Well, I want
now
y'all to hear
what the brother means.
Before your consciousness, right?
Come on, y'all. Come on. I feel like I got a group on here today. Yes, come on.
This is
Miss
the chick
Flowers in the house.
Nigeria. She went to Nigeria and shut it down.
Oh no, I went to Nigeria.
Listen to what I'm telling you. She went to Nigeria and gave them people the blues. Now, a lot of African countries, there's 54 of them. She put away all the bullies at, and she let them know you ain't got jack on me. This one right here. Anyway, Morocco, tell her what you do down in Atlanta. Christina.
How are you?
Morocco,
you broke up, Johnny. I couldn't.
Give me your cage, babe. Give me your cage.
Morocco, tell everybody what you do out of Atlanta.
What I do is not just out of Atlanta, but nationwide. I work with veterans. I'm a Vietnam combat veteran, and I was out in the wobble zone for a good while. I was homeless for 2.5 years. I ended up in the VA hospital dying. They gave me 2 days to live. I was in there for 10 months. And I went through a spiritual metamorphosis. And so I eventually got a job with the state. And I was working as a veterans representative, helping veterans with jobs and training. And I eventually was promoted to the commissioner's staff, and they gave me the authority to handle 131 offices throughout the state of Georgia and to help veterans with alcohol, drugs, PTSD. My old lady done left me. I'm broke down. I got nowhere to go. And so these were all the things that I went through. And so it made me an expert. I didn't know it at the time. Like my sister is saying, before the consciousness, little did I know that it was preparing me for my life's mission. And so I've been retired 21 years, but the phone still jumps off the hook from people knowing what I do. And so I help veterans get their benefits primarily because they don't know how to access that system. And then I've got a lot of widows that are entitled to benefits from their veteran husbands, and they don't know that they're entitled to them. So that's what I do. But I go into prisons. I speak to juveniles. I speak to just prisoners in general. I speak to veterans, and I go into bridges. I go into crack houses, and I get those veterans out of there and make them aware of what's available to them. Get them triage. Get them to the VA. Get them into the system, and get them squared away. And it's a labor of love at the same time.
I don't want you to leave this because 2021 was the makeup year for the 2020 Olympics. You know anything about the Olympics?
Yeah, I was on the way to the 1968 Olympics as a 400-meter hurdler. And I was drafted out of college. And while I was stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia, I came in on the base one Saturday morning. I saw they had a track meet going on, so they had the Army Nationals. So I ran in that, and I won. And I said, well, maybe I can still get to the Olympics running for the Army in special services. Shortly after I won, they told me they needed that speed in Vietnam, so I never got to go. But about 5 of my teammates are Olympians, and a number of Olympians live here in Atlanta, are good friends of mine. So it was everybody that you saw just about in 1968 at the Olympics were people and individuals that I ran track with, I was friends with, and especially John Carlos with the Black Power Fist. He and Tommy Smith. Yeah, Carlos is here in Atlanta. Ralph Boston, Olympian. Mel Pender, and Edwin Moses. So yeah, I have a little bit about the Olympics.
Is it true?
Sorry.
Is it true? Is it true you started a revolution in Atlanta?
Started what?
A revolution. I heard you was on top of a police car down there.
In 1966, I had to come home to register with the local board because I had turned 18 or whatever. And after I finished, I'm going back to college up in North Carolina the next day. Well, I was sitting in Pascal's restaurant, the historical Pascal's restaurant, and I looked across the streets and I saw a sign said SNCC headquarters. And I said, it's a war going on in that place called Vietnam. They might try to get me one day. So I'm going to go and join SNCC because it's considered a subversive organization and the military will never want me. So I go in and these 3 guys are there and they sign me up. Just as I finished signing up, it came over the radio that a black guy had been shot down in southeast Atlanta by a white policeman. The 3 guys says, look, man, your first official duty, do you have driver's license? I said, yeah. They said, we got a van out front and the pigs will lock us up if they see us driving because they've taken our license. Your first official duty is to get us to the scene of the shooting. I said, come on. I took them to the scene. When we got there, man, people were lying in the streets, man. Black people were there en masse, and they were looking for some leadership. So the mayor was on top of the police car trying to talk to the crowd. I ran over and started rocking the car and cursing the mayor out. And all of a sudden, all these brothers started helping me rock the car. The mayor fell off. They picked him up. They threw him in a police car, took off. And then bottles and bricks started flying. And in 1966, that was the riot that took place in Southeast Atlanta. And so the 3 guys that I took to the scene that were old heads with the SNCC was Stokely Carmichael, Rap Brown, and Cliff Sellers. And so my aunt in New York sent me a picture off the front page of the New York Times with me starting the riot in Southeast Atlanta in 1966. and I've kind of been shaking things up everywhere I go since then.
Wow.
Glory.
Legend.
You guys.
So I want to go around home. Devon. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to go pick up weight rates. I
want to go around the home. I want to ask you each, why do you care? Yes, sir.
That's all state.
Christina, is that you?
Okay.
I want to go around the horn. Devon, why do you care about your community? Why are you trying to make a difference?
Man, that's a great question. I don't think I ever thought of that. I feel like I care because it's our community, and it's going to be the community that my kids eventually grow up in. And I want my kids to grow up safe. I want my kids to grow up healthy. I want them to grow up with all the possibilities in the world. So I just feel like it's, I don't know, a natural responsibility and a privilege to be able to help the community where I can. For me, not yet. It's the first time I really thought about it like that. But yeah, truthfully, just trying to make the community a solid spot for where I'm not here. I know my kids are in good hands no matter where they go.
Well, I got to ask you, since you're in LA, y'all got a recall election today. You got that man Larry Elder, who's more Trumpish than Donald Trump. What's it looking like out there?
Man, we will see. You know, election numbers can do surprising things these days. So I'm not even going to speak.
We live in Baltimore. They steal elections quicker than the Baltimore speed camera. We know that.
Yeah, we'll see what it shakes out to, though. But appreciate you coming on. And brother Morocco, these stories. Look, thank you, Donnie, for capturing these stories. I'm not sure if they're written down anywhere. I don't know if you've done anything else, but just hearing just the stories are dope and need to make sure they live on for sure.
Thank you.
Christina, why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do every day? Because someone has to do it. Someone has to do it, Donnie. And
because you be on Facebook 5 o'clock in the morning in the homeless people village.
You know, I think now because I'm about to walk into this next journey. You know, on the 26th, I get my licensing. It'll be official to, I guess, the documented part. But I already know that God had to have somebody. Right? Why do I do what I do? It's almost like He needed to use me for that reason. And as much as He needed to use me, I needed Him. So we just meshed. We together. Like being a humanitarian, and especially last month, I won the Humanitarian Award of the Year. And even you, Donnie, just being recognized by some of the local Black media and leaders. We got Sister Angela up on here, right, watching, and she does an amazing, television show, doing the radio. We just got to lift each other up, but my part is more to keep us basically on the humanitarian side. I feel like God can prosper all of us to be legends, to be historical, to have amazing stories. But at the end of the day, for me, it's about how we treat humanity. So it's like I don't have a choice at this point because, He is moving in a bigger picture. You know me, Donnie. I was like, let's end homelessness, kick down City Hall door, stand in front of vans, and do all kind of radical stuff. I probably shook the mayor up a time or two, brother. But God just had me in a position now where all these connections is going to change the world in reference to homelessness. We're going to have to open our eyes and see how humanity and homelessness is like the bottom. It's rooted. It's embedded down and all over the place. So it's like, how do we recognize it and how do we get people off the street? Someone have to make the choice and allow God to be the decision maker. So He said, you be a homeless advocate, You be a shepherd to the homeless, and I know what shepherd talked about when we biblically talk about being a shepherd. You be shepherd over sheep. So I say,
Okay.
God, let me be the shepherd over the homeless sheep.
Okay. You know, I want you to know they got a thing that they say about preachers and lawyers.
What is it?
Don't give them the damn mic because they don't know how to give it back. Okay, Morocco,
Yeah.
why do you do what you do? Why do you care?
I do what I do
Morocco.
because when I was young, and I would see the bully on the playground beat up the little guy every day and take his lunch money. Now I don't want to see the little guy beat up, but that ain't my problem. But I got tired of seeing the little guy get beat up, and somebody's got to stand up to the bully. I didn't want no parts of that bully, but I couldn't take it any longer. And something on my spirit said, man, you got to stand up for that little guy. So the bully and I got to hooking. Sometimes the bully won, sometimes I won. But the bully was put in checkmate. Now, as I go away to war and going with life, living large and doing fine, I get back from Vietnam and I started going through PTSD and all kind of stuff, man. And I was out there, like I said, homeless for 2.5 years, VA hospital dying. And so as I laid on that deathbed, I was saying, why me? Why me? And there was no answer. And sometime later, when I got myself together, I understood the answer to the question. The answer is, why not you? I've been to war. You can't scare me. I've been in the trenches. I know what the deal is. And I have been through the fire. And so with the skills, the intelligence, the abilities that I've been given, I'm a full metal jacket. So I have no choice but still go after the bully and reach back and give a hand up to those that need it. And so it's my life's mission.
Okay, Christina, we'll bring you back on if you're paying attention, but you look a little distracted. I know you get easily distracted.
I feel like I was multitasking. Yes, I was.
Okay, well, this the Donnie Glover show. We will cut you quick on the Baltimore speed camera. Okay, now Chap, tell her why you do what you do.
I do what I do. I do what's in front of me. The Spirit has always led me to do what's in front of me and do it with excellence. There was a time where I couldn't do what I do because I had not been loved to the capacity. So people out on the street, Miss Flowers, you speak about serving people in the street. A lot of times we have to understand that they can only love or receive love to their capacity, right? And so because someone loved me in my darkest moment, they gave me a capacity to be able to love. They showed love, they showed support, they cared for me. And so I'm able to proliferate that because someone showed me how to do it in my moment of need. There is an infinite amount of need just in Baltimore City. You don't have to be a missionary in China or Japan or anywhere extravagant. You can go across the street and there's need. And so my parents just poured into me. And I'll say like this, I'll give you an example, Donnie, I don't think I've ever shared with you. And he's heard a lot of my stories. My father, we went to the neighborhood church because it was convenient. We're driving over to Curtis Bay to go to this church where his family grew up, but we didn't live over there anymore. We lived in Northeast Baltimore. And so he decided we should plug in and plant roots in a local church. And even at the local church, my father being a man of truth and compassion and integrity, you're always going to find problems at whatever church you go to because there's in the institution of church, there's always a problem. It's ran by man. You can always find somebody that's doing something wrong. But my father, rather than just church hopping or saying, let's go somewhere else, I disagree with, what's being taught at this church. He decided to plant roots in the church, start teaching Sunday school and doing the things no one else wanted to do, reaching the children from infancy. He would do the nursery. He would teach the toddlers all the way up to the high schoolers, but he would pour into them the truth that was not being taught. And when people in the church decided they may want to challenge what he's teaching their children, they could not because he walked in the truth. And the truth doesn't budge for anyone. Whether you like it or not, that's a different story, but you cannot argue with the truth. And so my father taught me not verbally, not with instructions, but through his walk to his dying breath, he taught me to walk with integrity. And when you walk with integrity, everything else falls in place. If you do what's in front of you with excellence, then you can also misbehave and disrupt with dignity.
I'll be trying to tell Christina Flowers that. Look at Dave. We got to
I know her
slide up to New York.
I know her by reputation, and it's a privilege to meet you and put a face with the name. You don't know how many times I've been out here in the past 10, 15 years, and people were like, you know Christina Flowers? And I said, no, because we run in circles around each other.
She's a straight bully. She got the homeboy on the line, Blessed Mikey Azabuki. I ain't scared of it. Again, we from North Avenue. Look, we going up to New York. Tasmania. Come on in. Tell them what you do, Tasmania. And you got the Prince with you.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me today on your segment. I do the segment on Saturday mornings, the Blackout Live from New York, where we discuss Black economics around the diaspora of Black folks. And we keep it current.
Why is that important, you guys?
It's important because I think sometimes we allow our nationality of the country that we are born in to really take precedence over race and collective challenges that we all face. So I like to discuss Black economics from that point of view. Okay,
and your show is on
Saturday at 10 a.m. here on Doni Glover's segment. It's called the Blackout Live from New York with Tajmir.
Who's that with you?
Sometimes Elijah, he sometimes shows up. He has something to say.
So Taz, why is it important to you to support Black businesses?
One, I'm Black, so we're like, let's start with that. I have to support my own first, but also to do it in a way where I'm circulating the Black dollar and information with people that I feel need the information and the support at the same time. So I love it.
And so this is your 10th week on the air?
Yes.
However, the show, one of your last shows, you were live from Harlem.
Well, you know, the show travels with me. It's Saturday morning, so wherever I'm at, the show is at. So I go around, I travel with the show. It follows me during my journey. Sometimes I'm here in the Bronx, which is where I live. I'm originally from Brooklyn, so sometimes I do the show from Brooklyn as well. And then just talking about current events and how it relates to Black folks.
Now, you got to tell them about your brunch pitch. Oh, a brunch pitch. Watch this. Everybody in business needs a brunch pitch. Morocco, you need a brunch pitch.
So the brunch pitch I do with my co-founder, her name is Emma, founder of United Black Businesses. We do a pitch competition called the Brunch Pitch for Black entrepreneurs. It's all Black everything. We have Black judges, we have Black vendors if the venue supports that, but mainly it's us working with entrepreneurs from having an idea to be an existing business and wanting to scale, and they pitch their business in front of a panel of Black judges for the chance to win business technical assistance in lieu of money. So it's been going great. We did one in Brooklyn, we did one in Harlem, and now we're going back to Brooklyn for our redemption pitch. And we're supposed to be coming to Baltimore in December.
I got a venue. I got a venue for you. I got a venue as of yesterday for you.
So we are excited to bring the brunch pitch to Baltimore, excited to present some Baltimore entrepreneurs to the panel of judges and hear what they have to say. People are calling it a Black Shark Tank. We're rocking with it. We get calls from Tulsa, from Atlanta, from LA to bring the brunch pitch out there. So we are definitely going to be traveling with the brunch pitch.
Well, just so you know, Morocco is in Atlanta.
Oh, we just got a call to come out to Atlanta today.
You want to know? Oh, that's your bodyguard. You now have a bodyguard in Atlanta. No problem.
Thank you. I must get your contact information.
On that note, Morocco, you got your book nearby? Show her the book.
I pulled it up on my phone if you can see it.
Okay, we got it.
The title is Coming Full Circle.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Atlanta, so you get here, you get with the home folk.
See, when I was in Atlanta, I ain't know nobody like Morocco. They said, "Did you get a home cooked meal?" Hell no, I was eating up at Morehouse. But now I got somewhere to go to get a home cooked meal. And you know, hey Christina, you ever been to Atlanta? Christina, in Atlanta, they got the Waffle House. You know about the Waffle House? Let me tell you.
Unless it's on 95 somewhere.
No. Tell them about the Waffle House, Morocco. Everybody eat there.
Waffle House, yeah, it's a number of Waffle Houses all across the city. And they serve pancakes. Any kind of pancakes you want, stacked as high as you want. Pecan, strawberry, every kind of pancake you can think of. You can even suggest something. Now they do all kinds of other foods too, but it's very unique. The concept.
Yeah. Ain't no skinny people in the Waffle House. Ain't no skinny people. Okay, so what else is going on in the world? What's on your mind, Christina?
What's on my mind right this moment?
Related to the show, because I know you multitasking. Come back to Earth.
No, I am multitasking. It's almost 8 p.m. So what's on my mind before the show ends, Donnie? I want to make sure you reach out to me before the weekend. It is a lot of great things going on right now. Tomorrow we are actually going to DC to speak before Congress. Because you know they left us under a bridge for 8 months, right? So we had to build some voices around our homeless issue being under that bridge last winter. So we are definitely fighting to make sure we don't try to have people under the bridges. So definitely reach out to me and let's talk before the 26th. Your guests were amazing, even the ones that are gone. Wow, I'm just so, we'll talk. I put my email up. Hopefully we get to connect some more because again,
do you take vitamins? Do you take vitamins to get the energy? Because you be up at 5 in the morning. When do you sleep? Or do you sleep?
It's my bedtime now. That's why I need to grade go. See there? I already and this
don't be hitting me up
baby,
no 5 o'clock in the morning.
You done distract me the whole show. Is this a little boy? Look how he's looking. Look how he is focused into the cameras. How old is he?
He is 8 months, and this is what I'm deeming our new children are Zoom babies. They're definitely used to talking to people in the phone all the time, wanting to know what's going on. I have to keep him muted because he's talking in the background. What he's saying, I have no idea.
That means you talk to him a lot, so that's good. That's the best part. So, Donnie, definitely be on board. I look forward to speaking to you soon and coming over there and joining you guys for a Saturday over at the school.
Well, I need you next Wednesday at the time, over 4 South Central. Selena Polk says hello to you. Tamara Brown says hello to you.
Selena, that's going to be my book. She want to help. You know, that sister always speaking to me about writing a book, Donnie. Sometimes people like, when are you going to write your book? And I'd be like, I don't really grasp that thought right away. But I see how you do it. And it's like, I need to, Donnie, if I tell a story, I need to use the real characters.
Ain't nothing but facts. Ain't nothing but facts in here.
Can I?
You don't have to.
Can you write a book?
You don't have to do fiction. You can do non-fiction.
I need to write a book. If I write a book about Baltimore City, I have to make sure I have all the liability insurance because I really need to use real names. I want to do it in a lovingly fashion. I want to do it in decency and order. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I just want to tell them the truth and the only truth. And I want to put them in the book.
Okay. Well, the first thing is if you do anything.
So Donnie, if they lied to me, I forgive them. If they misabused me or they didn't treat me right, I'm gonna forgive them. But they're going to have to go in my book.
Okay. Well, I want to tell you, if you go book on Baltimore, you gotta learn how to pronounce Baltimore. It's Baltimore. Baltimore.
Baltimore.
No. Baltimore. See, you mess around and get stuck up on the corner. Where you from? I'm from Baltimore. No, you're not.
Baltimore. East side.
Ain't no T in it. Baltimore.
Baltimore.
No. You got stuck up. Anyway, but thank you for joining us. You got a whole lot of fans out here. And I'm hard on you because I want everybody to be accountable. But thank you for helping the people that you do. But I still ain't all that grateful for the people dropping needles every damn way. Seriously. Pick up your damn needles.
We're going to work on that.
They right across.
We're going to work on that.
They throw the needles out the window.
We got a lot of addiction programs that are kind of ineffective and they're not doing what they have been chosen to do because God loves them too. But we just gonna have to work on getting people off the street. And then your needle's gonna come off the street.
Some people need a golf club, baby.
You know I'm gonna work with you, Donnie. I'm gonna do it the way you asked me to do it.
Okay, and who is this guy? Is this your husband?
Is it who?
Who is this guy keeps sending you messages from Nigeria?
I don't know. I'm not seeing who's on there.
It says Blessed Mikey Azubuki.
Oh, Azubuki. Shout out to Azubuki. Azubuki is our new real care provider community liaison in Nigeria. Azubuki does a lot of great things in Nigeria. Listen.
I know people like you.
You really have to get the whole story with Azubuki. He's being a main connection in the things that we're doing in Nigeria, Donnie. We're sending clothes. We're doing some great things in connecting Nigeria just with our overflow. Clothes, supplies. Look, you got some nice jeans and clothes, baby clothes, whatever you got some clothes. Our overflow can take care of our international affairs.
Hey, any tips to Americans who go to Nigeria for the first time, like what not to wear?
Do not wear long sleeves.
No, you ain't catching it. I know a guy went over there with some brand new Nike gear on, fly fresh to death, and he was about to get got.
I ain't gonna say.
If you think New York is swift, go over there to Lagos and play dumb.
We just, Donnie, you be running out the airport, right? I gotta laugh because you're telling the truth. You don't know what to expect sometime over there.
I was in the airport for 2 weeks. I didn't have one problem till it was time to go, and this Nigerian cat come pushing me in the airport. The plane wasn't even nowhere. The plane wasn't even turned on. So I turned around like, what's going on? What's the rush? I was about to make a phone call to BWI. Why such aggression?
I really think you should do, and you really should start with Brother Azubuike. You should do an international show one night. This brother do some amazing things in Nigeria. I mean, as far as being an example and working towards, media, working towards, he does acting. And now he is.
Tell the link is right there. Azabuki, you want to come on? Click that link right there, Azabuki.
Azabuki, come on.
Speak for
Azabuki is going
yourself.
to be. He is going. It's kind of dark. Now it all depends on where you at, because you know it's a 5-hour time difference over there.
Let me tell you, I was in Tanzania and Morocco. It wasn't no lights. Morocco, I was in a place in Tanzania. It wasn't no lights and people walking around like it's daytime.
So if you see a dark screen coming on, he gonna remind you of some of them people sitting at Fox 45 in a dark room telling all about Baltimore City secrets in the schoolhouse. I was wondering why they ain't talk about it all before, but you know how we get. You know they'll put us in a dark room in a heartbeat.
Okay, Taz, I know you got a heavy baby on your arm. Give us a plug for your show one more time, Mom.
The Blackout Live from New York, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on Black News USA. Every Saturday, 10 a.m.
Okay, Morocco, go ahead and put a plug in for your book one more time. Tell them what you do, how people can get in touch with you. There we go.
Okay, I can be reached at Morocco at bellsouth.net. MOROCCO. And any veterans in need of help or assistance with the benefits or anything dealing with veterans, 360 degrees. Also, the widows of veterans, or in some cases, the children of veterans. Sometimes the children of veterans are eligible for college. They are eligible for benefits from the veteran's father. Also, I need to also remind everybody that starting today, the Black Caucus in Washington, D.C. Now, I'm on a board from the Congressional Black Caucus. I chair the Board of Employment and Training Veterans Brain Trust. And everything is virtual this year. But plugging in to the Congressional Black Caucus, and Sister Christina said that she was, getting up in D.C. And so it might be advantageous there to get with some of the, get up with some of the Black Caucus members, the Congressional Black Caucus members.
I was going to ask you to repeat the email.
Morocco, MOROCCO at bellsouth.net.
Bell South? Okay.
.net.
Got you.
Doni can give you my number. Doni can give you my number. Just get in touch.
Hey, Morocco,
look forward to talking with you.
Hey, Morocco, what is, you got to tell them about the PTSD and what you've been able to do for veterans that you've met, because that's an ongoing issue, especially Morocco, since we got people coming home from Afghanistan, soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got veterans coming back, and many of them are going to exhibit PTSD, and they, in most cases, won't even know that they have it. And so part of it is going to be the withdrawal coming out of there on such short notice. What have I been here fighting for? What have my fellow veterans been dying for? And so to come back, and like after Vietnam, for me, it caused many of us to be schizophrenic, because you know something's wrong with you, but you don't know exactly what it is, but you're trying to act like you're okay. So it's two different personalities. So if you have any issues with PTSD or anything suicidal, if you're suicidal, call the VA, or you can call this national hotline number for anything you need from a veteran standpoint. 1-800-827-1000. 1-800 827-1000. Any veteran or widows of veterans or family members of veterans that need to get any kind of information or to learn how to access the system, you can call that number. In the meantime, if I can be of help to you, reach out to me, and I'll be glad to assist. I don't charge anything. My job is to get veterans their benefits that they don't know how to get. And in many cases, they've been turned down or they've been given the runaround. I cut through the red tape. And as I said, I'm on the Congressional Black Caucus Veterans Brain Trust in Washington, D.C., and I work with congressmen and senators. And so for each state, I have contacts with these congressmen and senators, and they help me when I get in touch with them about a veteran from their state, California, Arkansas, Nebraska, Philadelphia, wherever. So it's a national coalition that we have. The chairpersons on the Veterans Brain Trust with me. We take care of our own.
Good stuff.
Amazing, amazing.
Taz, I don't know. Were you done, Taz? Are you gone? Okay. So any final thoughts, anybody? We got a couple minutes left. Any final thoughts? Any announcements? I appreciate you all. We got Baltimore on the phone. We from Christina.
And Marco, that is so. You got Nigeria on the phone. You got Africa up on here. I see you got a couple. You got the extended family up on here. I am so excited, Marco.
Okay.
Just
All
listening and just being able to meet you right here and listening to some of the services. I know so many people that suffer and go through what you're speaking about. So I'm definitely looking forward because I know tomorrow going to DC, I know Annapolis. I know when you're really talking about changing the conditions for our most vulnerable individuals, we got to start at the policies, just how we engage prayer. Like if we talking about ending homelessness, we have to talk about dealing with them on the streets first. We have to meet them where they're at. So when I say end homelessness, we should end homelessness starting from the streets. We stayed 8 months under a bridge last year. 8 months. Literally learning that experience that our city officials do not have the answer.
If Christina, if you have any veterans out, you're gonna have some veterans out there in your homeless community.
Yes.
Any homeless veterans that you have out there, all right, then you get in touch with me, and I can get them hooked up with some services.
Oh,
with
don't
some
worry,
benefits,
Donnie gonna give me. I'm about to go get your number from Donnie.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
That's how we got to do it. And when I'm in D.C. tomorrow, I'm going to make sure I have your number. Because I say we going over there to the White House, too. We got our signs.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Tasmere with the Blackout, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. on this network. Morocco, thank you for all that you do. Christina, it's been a pleasure. Big ups to your homies in Lagos. Tell them don't try to rob me when I come over there. Up
They
to
ain't gonna
date.
mess with you, Donnie.
You got that. I walk with the Holy Spirit. I'm strapped too. I got a spear all the way from Tanzania, and it's nice and rusty too. Have a good one, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock.
Love you.
For the breakfast. Thanks, Dad. All right, Morocco.